Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, The Beautiful Stitches. I love you all and I'm glad you're here on my channel. Today we're going to be making a simple A-cut gown, and here is my fabric. I've already cut out the length of fabric I'll be needing for this tutorial, so let's be sure of what we have. Let's measure it. I have 60 inches cut out for this tutorial. Okay, here is my front panel, and I've also made a fold of it. And here is my back panel. I've also made a fold of it. Okay, remember the right side is facing each other, you can see, and here is the wrong side where I'll be making my markings. But before I continue, I'm going to be pinning down my front panel and my back panel together to avoid unnecessary movement of my fabric. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be marking out 1 inch baseline on my shoulder line, and then we'll connect it together. Remember, this is our baseline. Every measurement starts from there, and it's also our shoulder line. So I'll be imputing our vertical measurements now. From my shoulder line to my nipple point is 11 inches. And from my nipple line to my underbust is 16 inches. And then my waist is 18. And my hip is 24 or 25, depending on what you want. I might not even use it in my markings, okay? So let's continue. The full length of this gown is 56. And then I'll be adding 2 inches for hemming. Let me bring it closer so that we can see it clearly. So the full length is 56. And then I'll be marking 2 inches for folding at the hem. So we're going to be marking it out into a straight line. Here we are. Right now we're going to be imputing the armhole. So we start from the neckline. We're going to be imputing our 3 inches standard neck measurement. Okay, and then we have our shoulder as 9 inches, 18 divided by 2. We'll come down by ½ inch for the shoulder slope, and then connect it down to the 3 inches measurement we have already marked on our neckline. Just watch the way I'm doing it. And then from the slope, we're going to be marking out our armhole. Our armhole is 18 divided by 2. We have 9 inches. And then we're going to connect it down to the shoulder slope. Let's be sure of what we have. 9 inches, which is also the shoulder measurements. Okay, let's connect it down to the shoulder slope and to the armhole area. So we're going to be imputing our armhole. We'll locate the midpoint 4.5 and then go in by ½ inch and connect it with our curved ruler. Okay, you can watch what I'm doing. Connect from there down to the armhole region at the midpoint, and then for the back armhole you connect directly from the midpoint down to the region. Okay, this is for the front and this is for the back armhole. That's, by the way, for the armhole. So right now we're going to be imputing our horizontal measurements starting from the bust. Okay, my bust is 43. 43 divided by 4, we have 10.38 inches. Okay, I'll be adding ½ inch for ease and 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. My underbust is 38 inches. Divided by 4, we have 9.5 inches. ½ inch for ease and 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. My waist is 42 inches. 42 divided by 4, we have 10.5. That's 10.5 inches. Half inch for ease and 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. And then my hip is 45. Divided by 4, we have 11.25. So we add half inch for ease and 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. Right now we are going to the hemline. We're going to be imputing the same measurement for the hip on the hemline, and then we'll add about 6 to 8 inches depending on what you want. If you want it to be too full, you can add 8 or 10 inches, and if you want it not to be too full, you can add 6 inches. So let's mark it out. We have 11.25 here, and for mine I'll be adding 8 inches. Okay, 8 inches plus 11.25 will give us 19.25. So let's add our 8 inches now. So we have 19.25, including seam allowance and ease. Okay, so let's mark out our lines. Let's connect the markings together. Okay, so right now we are going to the neckline. Remember, we've marked out our 3 inches standard neck measurement. So for the neck width, I'll be adding 1 inch. That's 4 inches for the neck width. And for the neck depth, I'll be marking out 5.5 inches. Okay, let's connect it together. Okay, this is for my front neckline. Then for our back neckline, I'll be marking out 2 inches for the neck depth, and then we connect it back to the 4 inches neck width. Okay, remember for the back neckline, we didn't add zipper allowance to this gown, so we're going to be adding a button for the back neckline. I'll be showing us that later in this video. So let's cut out our fabric. All right, as you can see, I finished cutting the fabric. So we're going to be cutting out the front armhole and the back neckline before the front neck line. Okay, remember to add your half inch for the shoulder line before cutting, just like as I'm doing it. So cut it out both for the front and the back panel, and then we'll cut out the front armhole. Okay, so right now we're going to be marking out where we'll place our pockets. Marking from our shoulder line, we have 18 inches for the waistline. We can either use the waistline, or we can mark 18 or 19 or 20 inches depending on where you want to place your pocket. So I'll be using the waistline for my pocket. So I'll be making a notch that cuts across the front panel and the back panel. So when fixing my pocket, it will not be difficult to start measuring and to locate where to fix the pocket. Okay, that's where we're going to be fixing our pockets. And then for the hemline, I'm going to be making a little curve at the edge here, or you can mark 1.5 inches from the edge there upward and then make a curve, just like what I'm doing. You can see how beautiful it looks. Okay, down to the back neckline. Remember, we don't have a zipper allowance, so I'll be adding a button to the back neckline. So let's cut out the neck facing for the front neckline. So place our fabric in this manner and then cut out the front neckline facing. Okay, so this is for the front neckline. And then for the back neckline, what we are going to do is place our fabric also on another folded fabric and then measure from the neckline about 6 inches. Okay, remember we are not cutting through from the neckline directly, so we'll mark from that point down to the 6 inches. You can also come in by ½ inch at the center of these 6 inches and then mark. Okay, you can see the little curve we've just made there. So what I'm going to do right now is to cut from that point down this way, leaving a little patch at the neckline, not cutting through it at this moment. Okay, this is to enable us fix our button after joining the interface and the back bodies. Okay, so let's measure around and cut out the back facing. Okay, this is exactly what I was explaining. You can see I didn't cut open totally the neck line. So after joining it together, I'll cut open and then fix my button at this point. This is how it looks like when we are going to put our button. As you can see, this is the point where we're going to be fixing our button. We'll cut it open before we fix our button, but for now, for the fabric not to move unnecessarily, we have to leave it the way it is. Okay, let me pin it down to the fabric. Okay, as you can see, we have finished cutting the front bodies and the front panel and the back panel. Okay, so let's keep it aside and go over to the sleeve. Here is the sleeve. For tutorial on how to cut a perfect sleeve, visit the Beautiful Stitches, that's my channel. You will get a complete video on how to cut a perfect sleeve. As you can see, we have already measured it out and I'm cutting it out. Okay, I finished cutting. Here is the front armhole I'm cutting out now. And after cutting out the front armhole, I'll be making a notch to locate the center of the sleeve for easy fixing or attachments. Okay guys, this is the end of this tutorial. As you can see, our fabric has been cut out beautifully well. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and for our subscribers, please watch this video till the end, like and share this video, drop a comment. Thanks for watching till the end. Bye bye.